Dear listeners, if you feel lost with English, its grammar or vocabulary, I'm here to help you. The Afterclass Report is a collection of recordings that will explain to you the most important aspects of the language. All episodes are content related. The inspiration comes from you, from our class. With the Afterclass Report, you will get answers to all the questions you want to ask. The subject of this recording for some people may seem like a ready material for anybody who is preparing for a test, like any certificate, be it first certificate in English or certificate in advanced English. But I do believe that it is useful not only for those of you who are preparing for any kind of examination, but it is useful for anybody who wants to speak this proper English, because this is another mistake that keeps repeated. It gets repeated almost in every single class. And this mistake is referred here to in this recording as word formation. So those of you who are listening to me right now and those of you who are studying the language because they have to take any exam in the language, they will smile, I hope, because you are fighting with, so to say, with word formation. You are studying the easy expressions and you are trying to remember different forms of words. But this is also something I am observing in class. I am observing when meeting different people, helping them with the linguistic trouble, teaching them how to make proper sentences. And I do believe that this word formation element is something everybody should know about, because if you don't know how to form words from another words, and I will tell you in a second what this word formation actually means, if you don't know how to do it, again, you will not make proper sentences in English. So what word formation really is? Word formation is this act of forming words, as I used this expression before, from another word. So we know that in the language, in a sentence, we have different types of words. We've got nouns, we've got verbs, we've got adjectives, adverbs, and prepositions. And these words, they are of course related. So we have to know the tense. And many people get so focused on the tenses, they think there is nothing more outside and nothing more beyond. Yes, there is something outside. I mean, there is the whole laws of grammar, and there is a lot we can study and learn, not only tenses in English. But yes, in order to make a proper sentence, you have to know the tense in which you want to build it, but you have to know the word order. And I would like to invite you to listen to another recording with the same title, word order. But also you have to know the function of the words in a sentence and what they really are. So are they nouns, are they verbs? I observed that oftentimes you just learn one word with its translation. So more or less you learn the communication, and then you try to use this one word in every single situation just to convey the message. And yes, of course, I repeat that all the time, that communication comes first, that it is the most important thing, the most important thing, that it's better to say something than to stay silent. But in the process of studying, and we are here to help you with this process of studying, you have to try and step out of your comfort zone, and you have to start thinking at a certain level why you are making the sentence, what is the goal of the sentence, and how to build the sentence, how to make a proper sentence in the language. So that's why word order comes in handy in here. And I will present to you a few groups, because sometimes this is composed of 3 words. Oftentimes, more often, they will be just pairs of words. I mean, 2 words. And I will show you how they function in the sentence, how they differ from each other, and how not to make the same mistake again. So even if you know, because I do encourage you to study, when you study a certain word, I do encourage you to learn. Of course, it's translation, the context, the way it is used, produce sentences. So you know all of this. But what I encourage you to do is that you have to know whether you are learning a noun, whether you are learning a verb, and how the word functions in the sentence. And we will start with this pair of words. They are actually the same type of word, because they are both nouns, but they have the slightly different meaning. So if you are studying one word, you have to know 100% how it is used, what it means, in order not to confuse it with any other word. So The word that is fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you feel, the word that gets repeated itself very often right now is the word vaccination. And another word that I hear very often is vaccine. So let me repeat it once again. It is vaccine and vaccination. And I know the translation of the word. I hope you also know the translation of the word. And when you look it up in a dictionary, in a Polish dictionary, Polish English dictionary, you will see that it has the same translation. So it is translated as one thing. But as a matter of fact, although they are both nouns and they mean the same thing, they are slightly different, because what we all get, what we are all supposed to get, is we are all supposed to get this vaccination, because vaccination is the whole thing, right? This is the box in which the liquid is, it is the syringe, it is the whole procedure. So there are those vaccinations, right, that are being promoted around the world right now. But vaccine is this little thing. It is just the liquid that is inside the syringe. And you need to know the difference. You can't confuse the two words, right? And oftentimes when you listen to some news reports, they will be talking about vaccinations, right? How important they are, how they can help us, how they can save us. And they can only be talking about this vaccine, how it is produced, that there are a couple of companies, they are producing them, whether it is easy to produce them or not. But vaccination is actually something that we are going through. Then we will refer to a group of words, as I told you, because I want to talk about the word apply, application, and applicant. Also a very useful set of words. I'm sure you use it very often because it is obviously connected with a bit of business English, but it is connected with work and changing jobs. And I do believe we do it. We will be doing this quite often in our times nowadays, because it's very natural for us to change jobs. So then if you want to change your job, it means that you will apply for a job, and this apply for. So have a look what I'm doing here, right? I'm telling you, I'm learning. This is how I learned it myself, and now I'm teaching you the whole set. So you apply for. You don't learn just the word apply. You learn apply for, and you know that this word apply for is the verb. But of course, there are nouns that you can produce from the verb, and these nouns are as follows: application and applicant. And again, just like in the case of vaccine and vaccination, there are two different, they are not different meanings, but there are two different sequences. There are two different environments in which you will use the word application and the word applicant, because applicant simply is a person. This is a noun that comes from the word apply, but this is a person. An application is actually what you send, the act of sending your forms. The forms this is the application. You show that you are ready to apply for a given job. And in the same environment, we've got the word employer and employee. They are both nouns. They, of course, come from the verb employ, but they refer to different people, because here, this time, we've got two words that refer to people, but they will refer to two different people. Employer is the person who is giving us the job, and employee is somebody who is ready to work for somebody else. Sometimes we're very lucky, because sometimes one word can both mean the verb and the noun, and nothing changes there. So you actually learn one word, and sometimes, yes, you can use it in the same one word in different positions, right? So you can use it as a verb, you can use it as a noun, and it's all fine, it's all there. And the example of such a word is work, for instance. So work is the verb, so you can work for somebody, for a given company, and you are also looking for work because you are unemployed at the moment. But please listen to this sentence. I'm going to repeat this sentence once again. I'm looking for work, or you are looking for work, once again, because the fact that one word means the same, it refers both to the noun and to the verb. It doesn't mean that you don't have to learn about this word a little bit more, because work, for instance, it influences the sentence in such a way that it is the uncountable word. And in order to produce a sentence with a countable word, you have to change it. So one sentence would be, I'm looking for work because I'm unemployed. And another sentence would be, I am looking for a job because I am unemployed. So this is what I'm referring to. This is what I am asking you to do. When you learn a new word, you have to know a little bit about the word. So you have to know how it is written. You have to know how you pronounce it. You have to know how you use it in a sentence. You have to know whether it is a noun, a verb, an adjective. And you have to know if this is a noun, if this is countable or not. Another example of words that are the same. So they are used as nouns and as verbs, but mind you, there is a little thing you have to remember about. So we are not always that lucky, just like with the word work, because we've got the word increase and increase, and one of them is the noun and one of them is the verb. But those of you who have the trained ear, they would know that I pronounce these words in a different way. So increase is the noun. So there is this great increase in the number of casualties. Let's produce a sentence like that. And increase is the verb. So the accent, the stress falls on the second syllable. Increase. This is the verb. And we are right now trying to increase the how much or the number of the books that we sell. So the same words, they look the same, you write them in the same way, but you pronounce them in a different way. And this is how you differentiate between the noun and the verb. The words that I'm going to use right now, I do believe they will be very easy for you, because I don't think I have to explain words like, difference versus difference or important versus importance. But oftentimes I hear mistakes in the sentences that you are producing. And oftentimes I hear that it doesn't matter for you. It makes no difference if what you say is different or difference. And yes, it matters, because different, just like important, they are adjectives. So people can be different. The experiences can be different. The taste of food can be different, but difference is the noun. Yeah. So there is this huge difference in the number of books we are selling. Let's use the sentence example from the previous section. There is this huge difference in their behavior. So this is the noun. Let me say it again. And the same goes to important and importance. It's very useful to learn these pairs of words and also see this correlation between different words, but they somehow fall into one group, into one bag, just like different and important versus difference and importance. And there can be an important reason, there can be an important meeting, but the meeting is of great importance. There you go. So you have to see that these words are different. You have to see that one of them is the adjective, another one is the noun. And if they are different, they have to function in different structures. I have recorded a separate recording on these words ending in ed and ing. So there is tired and tiring, for instance, interesting versus interested, boring versus bored. Please learn about them. Please remember, yes, they are both participles, but one of them is this active participle and another one is this passive participle. Let me repeat once again that the ones ending in ed, they will refer to how you feel. So they will come back to the speaker, whereas the ones with the ing ending, they are the opinion that you have and you are presenting about the book, about the experience, about some other people. And one more example that comes to my mind and something that I have just recently heard is simple versus simply. And I do believe, the mistake in these two words, in the usage of the two words, and I do believe that some people may have trouble here, because simple is the adjective and simply is the adverb. And the rule is as follows. The adjectives describe nouns. So a simple solution, a simple recipe, versus the adverb, and adverbs describe verbs. So the action, right? You can just perform something simply, right? Or there is some action that can be performed in the simple way. So it was done very simply. And this is it. Yes, I haven't prepared all of the examples because it is never possible. You cannot discuss the whole language as it is, because language is a living thing and it will change, and there will be more examples and more words every year, because it keeps on developing. But my idea of teaching, and I know that it is working, my idea of teaching is this, that there is not a single teacher in the world who will be able to teach you everything, but the teacher is supposed to give you the structure. The teacher is supposed to show you the language as it is, so that on your own, when you are without this teacher, you will survive in this outside world. So the summary of this recording is that what you have to do is you have to learn the word formation. That is, you have to learn how to form different words from another words, and you have to be aware of the fact if they are nouns, if they are verbs, if they are adjectives, adverbs, because without this knowledge, you will just convey the message. And yes, conveying the message is the most important thing. I will always repeat that. So it's better to say something than to say stress and say nothing. But once you practice this and you feel comfortable with that, so you are no longer afraid, you can produce sentences. Another step in the development is to start thinking how you produce these sentences. What is correct? What word order is correct? What proper words I need to use? And if you take this step, you are just on the right way to success. And this is what I am all wishing you. Thank you. If you enjoy what you have listened to, please like the episode. You are invited to listen to my other podcast called World of English, in which I'm telling different stories so that you can relax and learn the language.